How's it going, YouTube? It's Brad from They're Cool Trainers, back with another trainer video. Today I've got the second part of my What Happens When You Wear series. Just for a little explanation if you didn't watch the first one. This isn't like a normal trainer review that you'd see on YouTube. Basically, I always thought about other reviews of things other than trainers, where the reviewer actually shows the product after it's been used or it being in use. So basically that's what these videos are going to be. If you wear the trainers that are hyped up, this is what's going to happen to them, what the faults will be, what's going to hold up well. As you can see, we've got two pairs in the boxes and then the Breds as well. So let's get into the first pair. What we have here is the Breds that came out in 2013. You can see the release date on the screen now. First thing I'll show you is the toe box. These have been worn, I'd say 10 to 20 times. Toe box isn't holding up very well, to be honest, when compared to the other two, but we'll get into that when we have a look at the other two. As you can see, the toe box is creasing and there is quite a big scratch in the leather on the toe box as well, which obviously isn't a good sign of how this leather is going to hold up after a lot of wear, considering these have only been worn 10 to 20 times, as I said. The leather is okay, but as I said, it's not amazing. Obviously, you've got that high durability material for the upper, so that's going to hold up well. Then these aren't 3M, none of the pairs are 3M, they're all the retros, so none of the uppers are 3M. As we transition round towards the back of the shoe, there's no fogginess on the logo there at all, that's good. And then obviously you've got the high grade material on the inside of the shoe as well. Just give you a look, the tongue is suede and it's not very good. As you can see, there is big creases on it already and it is slightly discolouring and becoming not very good. Midsoles and a bit of the upper on 13s are usually suede, and the suede on this pair is just bottom quality, nothing good at all. It's already started to tear away at some places and just scuff up as well. It's just not good quality at all. So after extended wear, that's going to become a problem. As you can see, just there is a bit of glue coming through, which wasn't there when they were cut when they came. So that's just a sign of how the suede's moving and not dealing very well. There is a bit of heel drag on the bottom as well, and that seems to be a trend with the 13s. I think it might be due to the midsole and outsole design. The second pair we're going to have a look at is the Playoff colourway. It's my personal favourite and it was released in 2011. As usual, we'll start off with the toe box. As you can see, they are quite old. They have been worn loads of times, over 100 times I'd say. And they are holding up really well. It's just basically because material quality is a lot better than newer releases, and that's what makes them hold up well. As you can see, that material that usually makes up the uppers of the 13s is replaced by a black tumbled leather, which is also really high quality and will stand up to the elements when you wear them. As you can see, the leather up on the upper looks brand new. The logo is starting to fog ever so slightly. If you look at the newer pair, you can tell the difference, but if you just look at this on their own, it looks fine. Suede on here is holding up amazingly well. It's basically the same as the suede from the Breds. So considering how much these have been worn and how old they are, the suede on the Bred should be a lot cleaner, a lot less scuffed, but they're almost the same. It just shows that this material was a lot more hard wearing and a lot more endurance. Alright, suede on the tongue is the same as the suede on the midsole and outsole. It's just very high quality. It's going to stand up to the rubbing from the laces, as you can see. There is a slight fraying of the suede, but I think that's just due to the lacing system. As you can see, the leather, as I said, is holding up well. The Jordan tag at the bottom of the laces is starting to fade ever so slightly. The black sort of running into the yellow. I'd assume that'd be from wearing them out in the rain. Just a quick look at your outsole. Again, it's holding up very well. Only problem is the heel drag at the back. does start to degrade, and as I said, I think that's due to the outsole design and how far it sticks out of the back. As you can see up front, you haven't got hardly any wear at all, so these are quite durable shoes. If you buy them and you do want to wear them every day, you can. On to the final pair, we have the Flints. These are another great colourway, and they came out in 2010, so another older pair. Just give you a quick look at that toe box material. I'd say they've been worn the same amount as the playoffs, and your toe box leather is holding up well as that material that's used for the upper on the 13s. That's always going to hold up well. It's quite durable, going to stand up to rain and stains as well. Just a quick look at your logo. As the same with the playoffs, it is starting to fog ever so slightly when you compare it with the newer shoe, but you can't tell when you look at it on its own. Suede on these is really high quality as well, and it's holding up. These have been worn in the rain, as I said, and suede's holding up really good. It is starting to fray the closer it gets to the outsole, just because obviously that's the area that's taking the most battering from the ground when you walk. Overall, they are holding up really well, considering the amount of wear and the age of the shoe. So if we just get into a quick look at the tongue, because it's a white leather, they are going to show up the dirt marks, as you can see, and the creases caused by the lacing system when you walk. Basically, dirt will get trapped in between the white laces and the tongue, and as you walk, they rub, it will leave a big mark. Overall, the leather is quite good. As I said on the toe box, it's not showing too much creasing considering the age. Again, your outsole is really high. Has really high durability. It's not really going to show any signs of age apart from the dirt, because obviously this one's white. It does have white pieces, sorry, and then you've got the heel drag as well. When you consider the age of the shoe and you compare it to the newer releases, you can tell the difference in materials just by how it's held up. Main issues with the Air Jordan 13s are going to be that the suede on the newer pairs, like these Breds and probably the He Got Games, is poor, so it will degrade quickly. The outsole, in the heel of the outsole, sorry, will start to wear away quicker than the rest of the outsole, just due to the design. And then obviously with any leather toe box, they are going to crease. On these two older pairs, it's holding up well, but obviously on newer pairs with lower quality suede, it's not going to do as well. Alright guys, so that's been what happens when you wear the Air Jordan 13s. If I had to rank them in order of quality, I would go from right to left on the screen now. The playoffs, the Flints, and then the Breds. It's just due to the leather quality and how well the older pairs have held up when you compare them to the newer pair, which hasn't been worn anywhere near as much and is showing a few signs of wear on the suede on the midsole as well as the leather toe box. Obviously your upper on all Air Jordan 13s, or most, sorry, not the playoffs, is going to be that high durability material, so that's going to hold up well. This shoe could be worn every day. Usually they use high quality materials on it, and the design lends itself well to everyday wear. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this what happens when you wear episode. There will be another one coming out sometime during this week. And it won't be an Air Jordan, it'll be a Nike, just as a little tease. So until then, remember, they're called trainers.
You don't wanna do this, let's keep the shit as a hobby. There's a million other MCs, you got more chance winning the lottery. And right now you're stuck on standard P's, but it's end of the month like clockwork G. No broke patches, weighing D's and serving ratchets. Look, it's easy, up early and work to the evening. Go home till you go watch TV, that's a 5-day cycle repeating. Plus you got 2 days